For this tutorial, you will need ROBLOX Studio with the load character plugin, all free by the way, and finally the latest version of Blender with the Lightroom v3 file. All links in the description.
Wait, isn't Blender like super difficult?
You don't have to worry, because even as a beginner, as long as you follow the steps, everything should be just fine.
What's your source? Do you even have data on the radix assess of the original GFX tutorial?
So now that we're in ROBLOX Studio, if you don't see the options Toolbox or Explorer, all you have to do is click on Home and then make sure that Explorer and Toolbox are checked. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to delete the base plate and the spawn location here. So in the Explorer tab, you click on Spawn Location, right click, and then cut. The same goes for base plate. So now we're going to spawn our avatar by going into the plugin tab at the top of the screen, clicking on load character, and you're going to type any username that you want. In this case, we're going to go with one of my viewers' username. You can go with R6 if you wish, but personally, I prefer R15 since there are a lot more options to customize. So we're going to go with that. Click on R15. You can now close the plugin, and here is our character. Now, if you want to start posing your character, what we're going to do is click on avatar, go to clip editor, and then select our character. So concerning the pose, it is completely up to your creativity, but if you have really no idea what to do, then I'll show you the steps. So as you can see, as you drag the mouse around, it does show you which parts you are allowed to edit. However, for some avatars that have a lot of accessories on the head, you kind of have to get super close to finally equip it. And there you go. As you can see, I pretty much had to zoom in to equip the character's head. So what I like to do is usually rotate it to this side and then tilt it slightly. After that, starting with his right arm, I like to pick his forearm, push it to the red side, select the upper arm, and then slide it over there. Same goes for the other arm. Now for the right leg, I like to choose the lower half, put it aside, then click the upper leg, put it back into position, use the green arrow, and then tilt it to the side. And then the same goes for the left leg. Now do not close the plugin yet. Make sure your character is selected in Explorer, then click on Model, and then click on Anchor. Now you can finally go back to Avatar, click on Clip Editor, and as you can see, your character is perfectly into position now. Now all we have to do is now export the character file. So we're going to go back to Explorer, click on our character, right click, save, export, and then export as OBJ. Now you can save the file wherever you want. Just make sure that you'll be able to find it back later. So personally, I am going to call my file tutorial man and just save it in one of my folders. All right, so far so good. We already have one part of the tutorial done. Now that the ROBLOX Studio part is done, what we have to do next is open your folders and then find where exactly you downloaded your Lightroom v3 file. You're going to open it, double click on it, and then you find yourself here. So now that we're... Wow. So now that we're in Blender, you might be wondering, how exactly do I move? Well, I'm here to teach you the basics. So if you want to zoom in and zoom out, all you have to do is use the wheel of your mouse and scroll up or down. You can also hold left control, hold the wheel of the mouse, and then swipe up and down. If you want to rotate your camera like this, hold the wheel of the mouse and then start turning around. And finally, if you want to start swiping from side to side, hold left shift, wheel of the mouse, and then swipe your mouse around. And that's all you need to know about moving around in Blender. Now we're going to try to transfer your avatar from ROBLOX Studio to Blender. To do that, at the top left hand corner of the screen, we're going to go to File, Import, and then Wavefront OBJ. So now you're going to find where exactly you saved your file from ROBLOX Studio. So for me, I just found Tutorial Man right here. Make sure you select the OBJ file, not the MTL. With that being said, you can now import the Wavefront OBJ, and you will see that your character is not in the center, and that's completely okay. What you have to do is go to Object, Set Origin, and Geometry to Origin. At the left side of the screen, you can click on the moving tool, select your avatar, and then move it back up. Your avatar is now perfectly centered. So now what we want to do is that we want to center our camera for the final render. To do that, click on the camera icon right here, which will then allow you to freely move exactly like I taught you earlier. So use all the tools I gave you to center your avatar around the square or the frame that's given. Yeah, that looks pretty good actually. So now you can re-click on the camera view, and now we're going to decide what color lighting we want to choose for the final render. For that, at the top right hand corner of the screen, we're going to click on Lightroom stuff, the material properties right here, and then as you can see, from back to cold, there are many side colors that are visible. I usually like to keep top and right in the color white, while for the rest, for this avatar, we're gonna go with the color green. So starting with back, we're gonna click on it, then go to lighting color, and then we're gonna choose a green color. Same goes for everything except for top and right. So now that we chose our lighting color but also centered the camera, we are ready to do the final render. At the top left hand corner of the screen, you're going to click on render and then render image. I'm not going to show it on screen since it is something that consumes a lot of power from your PC. Just know that the time it takes to finish is completely dependent on your hardware. For some people, it will take 10 hours. If you have an NVIDIA graphics card, normally it should not take more than 2 minutes. I'll see you in a few. Alright, so the render is done and it is quite great looking actually. Ended up better than I thought it would. So now what you want to do is click on image, go to save as, and then save it anywhere that you can find it again. So I'll call it render 1. So additional information, a lot of people in my previous tutorial from 3 years ago asked how exactly do I add the glossy effect? And the reason I didn't include it at first is because I simply don't like the effect that much. But if you really want to add it, which is fine by the way, you want to click on your character, go to material properties, and as you can see, all of the components of your avatar are in this menu. You're going to click on each individual parts. So starting with this one, you're going to put metallic to 0.3 and then put roughness all the way down to 0. And you repeat the same process for every single part. So handle 1. And there we go. So for each individual part, you just gave it the glossy effect. And as you can see, it's already reflected quite hard. So at the end of the render, this is what the glossy version looks like. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but I don't think it matches the style I'm looking for. But again, image, save as, and you just save it wherever you can. So now for the photo editing part, we are going to use a software called photop.com. And starting from there, I have a long collection of backgrounds that I made on my previous GFX tutorial, from yellow to black, all the way from requesting background colors. So again, the links will be in the description. So for this tutorial, we're going to choose the color that matches the avatar, which is green in this case. So we're going to open it and then download it. And now back to Photop, we're going to click on open from computer and then find the green background that we just downloaded and click on open. So here we have the green background. So we're going to go to file, open in place, and then put the avatar that we rendered. So render 1 here. And as you can see, wow, the colors do actually match the background. Problem is our avatar isn't really behind those side banners here. So what we want to do is at the right side, hold left mouse, and we're going to drag it right here, just under everything. So if we want to adjust the size of our avatar here, we're going to click edit, go to transform. You can scale, rotate, and anything, but we're going to go with scale. And we're going to change, make it larger so it can perfectly fit the frame. And I think this is pretty decent looking actually. With that being done, go back to render 1, right click, and then click rasterize. Technically, if you're happy with that, you can already save the image, but personally, I like to add a few effects. So we're going to click on our avatar file, right click, go to blending options, and the first effect I like to add is a stroke. We're going to check it, click on stroke, change the color to white, okay, and then set the pixel value to 4. After that, I like to add an inner glow. We're going to check inner glow, click on inner glow, change the color here to the color of your choice. So for me, it's green. Click on OK. And then the size, usually I would say 45 or 40 is fine. And then finally, the final effect, outer glow. We're going to click here, change the color to your choice. And then finally for this one, you can spread it to the max. Click on OK. And I think this is pretty good looking actually. All we have to do is click file, export as, and then PNG, and then give it whatever name you want. I'm gonna call it success, and then you save it. Well done! You just made your first profile picture.